Ah, he did it again. Oh my, that was a good one. That was really good. It was good, you guys. He's good.
Oh, that was fun. Sorry, guys. We couldn't resist. So yeah, we just made a run out because the snow is coming down so much. Cindy's like, "What if it doesn't stop? What if it doesn't stop?" And they said, "All right, let's go just get a little bit more water, and just in case." And Sassy, when she jumped into the snow, she just totally disappeared.
She just went poof.
Where did she go? Wow. Okay, we found the first Australian evidence of a major shift in Earth's magnetic poles. It may help us predict the next. The one thing I've noticed is there's a lot of changes in the dates and the numbers that we're getting all the time. And, I don't know how many of you guys have done a lot of research on this. It's always changing. It's always changing, the stuff that they're telling us. Okay, so about 41,000 years ago, something remarkable happened. Earth's magnetic field flipped, and for a temporary period, which we call a magnetic excursion, magnetic north was south and south was north, right? 41,000 years ago. And we're in the midst of another either excursion or reversal. When a reversal, it sticks.
And the only constant here is that they're never consistent.
But what I wanted to really point out, when I saw that figure, it reminded me of an article I was reading yesterday. And ancient DNA reveals humans living 40,000 years ago in Beijing area related to present-day Asians and Native Americans. This is from phys.org. And again, it talks about modern anatomical humans not only appearing but moving into certain areas in this time frame, which happens to be 40,000 years ago, which is awful close to this 41,000 years ago. There is most definitely a correlation between these magnetic excursions and reversals and changes in DNA.
Yeah, there's just so much going on that we don't understand, and they're never really ever going to tell us the truth.
No, but little bits it just keep dribbling out. It's just a nonstop slow dribble. So paleomagnetists. Wow, have you ever heard of paleomagnetists before?
It's kind of a fun word.
Yeah, refer to this as a geomagnetic excursion. This event, which is different to a complete magnetic pole reversal, occurs irregularity through time and reflects the dynamics of the Earth's molten outer core. The strength of Earth's magnetic field would have almost vanished during the event, and that was the last Champ excursion, which lasted a few thousand years ago, and we've talked about that in different videos. And again, the timing with anatomically modern humans, and maybe even something to do with the thoughts of Atlantis and Cro-Magnon as well. Actually, it would be such a nice thing if they would unravel the past for us, because we know that all the secrets are hidden away either in the Smithsonian or in the Vatican.
Well, yeah, we just need to keep looking and looking.
And then they talk about how crippling it would be, such as toasting all of our modern tech. And, that's going to happen at some point in time. It all depends on, will we have the technology to shield everything before it happens or not?
I know, that's a good question.
So, very fascinating stuff. And as I've said many times, there's definitely a correlation. And there's a correlation obviously with the sun.
Yes, we got that going on too.
We sure do. And so this article out of the New York Times is talking about a new study that blames comet fragments for the death of dinosaurs 66 million years ago. And most experts still say it was an asteroid, whether it was an asteroid or fragments of a comet. And maybe these things happen more periodically, again, depending on where we are.
Depending on what they feel like posting for us.
Right? So, very, very interesting stuff for sure. And, of course, that when I hear that, then I start thinking of Mother Shipton and the Dragon's Tail. We could start thinking about wormwood, and then that'll get a lot of people going down to Nibiru. issue as well, or possibility as well. And as we have shared with you guys, Cindy has remote viewed not only the Vatican, but Nibiru as well, and her findings were.
That was really sad. It was turned into more of a spaceship. It was really depressing to look at it, but it's like it wanted to be seen and wanted to be known that this is what's been done.
Yeah, so that culture that is destroying this planet, perhaps destroyed Mars, and left Nibiru basically on life support. Yeah. Kind of like you could equate it to Darth Vader. More machine than alive anymore.
Right. Well, they just take the shell and they make it a ship.
That's it. And so the question has come up before too about densities, and the feeling is that Nibiru is more of a fourth density, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I feel it's more of a fourth density. And as we go up in density, it's going to be able to reveal itself to us.
Yeah, so at some point we will actually be able to see it. Not that it's so far away right now or anything like that. It's not visible to the naked eye. It's not visible to the naked eye because it's on a different density.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Yeah.
But yes, as Cindy was saying, as we go up, all of a sudden, look at that.
Well, yeah, because we're running into all kinds of stuff as it is, as we raise in vibration. More and more people are running into entities, experiences, having different things happen to them. Bodies are changing. So it's happening.
Yeah, my daughter actually had a dream when she was 8 about seeing this ginormous red planet in the sky, and it freaked her out so badly it was like a nightmare to her.
I bet it did.
And she is 32 right now, so maybe it'll happen in many people's lifetimes.
It very well could.
By the way, Mount Etna is going crazy, and the aviation color code is raised to red as it has been erupting pretty good. There's video for you guys. Actually, on the next link, there's video. So you could check it out. But, Etna is the most active one in Europe. And so there are a lot of other volcanoes that seem to be coming online that are not as active. But Etna is a very active one. And then the other thing that we didn't get to cover on this morning's is the tornado action. Sounded like a train. Oh, yeah. Scary. Most definitely. Deadly tornado wreaks havoc in coastal North Carolina, while another extremely dangerous twister destroys homes in Damascus, Georgia. And there was also a twister in the Florida Panhandle as well. So this outbreak associated with Uri, Storm Uri, which has brought so much misery. And the other one is coming. It's going to come later on this week, which has totally screwed up our plans as well as the plans of so many other people.
Yeah, people's lives have been turned upside down.
Yes, we are thankful that, we have our health for the time being and are safe. And we're praying for all those people that have gone through the loss of their homes and are right now, shivering in the cold with no power, perhaps no water. The number of, pipes that are going to be busted, and it's just going to be a mess to get back from. But we've had so many events like this now.
Well, yeah, and maybe they have power, but then there's these boil water alerts coming in. So
most definitely. And this person said they heard their dog and it was kind of whimpering. Yes, your dog will know. And I was telling Cindy, I've driven down here so many times. This is one of my favorite parts of the country, Brunswick County, North Carolina. It's beautiful. The trees. I love going down 17 from Wilmington down to Savannah. It's just a gorgeous area. And here you could see what they were saying, that very, very interesting, the signature on the tilt, 6.4 to say the least. Things are changing, as we've been saying, and we keep bringing up the technology that's out there as well. Here you see at least 3 deaths, a number of injuries, damage to dozens of homes caused by this tornado. So what we're going to have, just think about it, as our friend David Devine, and let me see if I jump all the way over. I was going to do this at the end. He did a great video today, on new clues, why there are power outages and earth cracks. Now, the bulge of the earth normally goes more this way, and there's pressure that's going to kind of bring it into going the opposite way. It's going to cause a lot of disruption and literal cracks. It's going to cause havoc. And he does a good job at going into why, because there's going to be pressure from the four gas giants, and the timing on this is in that 2024 timeline. And, I do think that he is thinking that there's a very high likelihood of a major global mud flood in that time frame.
Well, yeah, anytime you're talking about planets and alignments, it really does have a huge effect on our planet because of that vibration, that magnetic pull.
So, as we're watching this, and I'm asking Cindy to check with the guides, what does this feel like to you? Does this feel likely?
Oh, gosh, yeah, it feels, it is. It just is. That's how it is, yes.
Yeah, it feels like it's right on. And again, David's a great researcher. And I think he's one of the guys that understands things better than most, to say the least. And so, what he was saying was that today is, now what we're seeing is going to be, unfortunately, the new norm for a while as we're heading towards this time frame. And the storms are going to get stronger. And just like we were saying, the extremes are going to keep getting more extreme. So, watch for absolute record-breaking heat in the summer, as we just are going to flip the switch from winter to summer. But when that switch flips, it's going to be super dangerous, because these fronts are going to be so much more divergent that it's going to create like superstorms, so we'll keep seeing bigger and bigger hail and more tornadoes.
Yeah, things are just going to keep ramping up.
Yeah, it's intense as we look at some of the damage. So as we said, anywhere you go, you're going to have your issues to contend with. Wildfires in the west, and then of course tornadoes, severe storms. We're going to have probably a very intense hurricane season as well. Last year was record-breaking by a mile, and we see severe snowstorm hits northern Japan, and it could become the strongest in years. We're seeing now all these records being broken from the 18-somethings, so it's all part of the bigger cycle.
Yeah, and what really, how big are the cycles,
And these systems, they develop so fast. We had never really seen things go from, say, a tropical storm level to Cat 5 in 24 hours before. But that's the conditions that we have now.
Well, these days it's almost common now.
It is. So KP index is at 4. So at the moment we don't have any geomagnetic storms ongoing, but that's been rising up to that level a little bit more often lately, as we were talking about the lack of sunspots. And the Schumann resonance power is at 24. We can see we've had some pretty decent size blips there, but not like we've seen. We've seen much more than that. Researchers rethink life in a cold climate after Antarctic find. They actually found some life way down deep in extremely frigid conditions that they wouldn't have expected it, but we've also found it in the reverse, in areas of volcanism where the water they would have thought would have been too hot as well for life to be sustaining. But see, this is the thing, life finds a way.
Yeah, it does.
And I saw some good comments out there today talking about, here we go, guys. This is really, the pickup to the bigger events. But we'll make it through. And humanity will make it through. The planet will make it through. The system will be a thing of the past, and we'll have a chance to rebuild and restructure in harmony with the earth instead of abusing it as this current system has done.
I know, I think it's important to remember, like you said, life will find a way, but we got to keep our heart chakras, we got to keep love in the vibration, because love will always find a way too.
Beautifully said. So please do make sure you guys are subscribed. Thanks for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Anybody that needs to reach out to us, do so at EEARTS at protonmail.com or evolutionaryenergyarts@gmail.com, and Cindy's going to give us a tune.
God bless and namaste.
And God bless and namaste, guys.